And y'all were ahead of your time with so many different things. The modern day boy band as we know it, there were other groups, but the dancing at the same time, singing at the same time, all the coordination, that was new. Every time I look around, it's new additions. NSYNC,
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys, all of them dudes, just came from the new additions tree to me. Did you understand that you were doing something that different when it was happening?
Well, see, man, we could recognize our shit, which is Brooks shit. You could recognize stepping. And you gotta remember, people have to make a distinction between dancing and stepping. New Edition is a stepping group. And Ralph, Ricky, and Bob and Ron were pop lockers, so that's why in the first videos you can see that. That was the dancing part, but we were stepping, so it's kind of like some of the groups were doing dance moves like what Usher would do with 5 people, but you can't do our shit and not know that's our shit. That's our shit, but we got our stuff from Brooke, who got his from Blue Magic, The Temptations, and groups like that, so we looked at it like, those groups over there sold more records. Those groups over there were set up different. They were white groups, so it's a different audience. But we looked at it like we controlled all the black girls. And we and to this day, the New Edition for Lifers might be one of the strongest fan foundations ever to be in the music business between the artists and their audience. Our shit is real. And it ain't just girls no more, it's niggas too. And you feel it when you at the show, because if a dude with his girl, he's stepping harder than the girl, because now he grew up with us and he's like, yo, those is my niggas.
Yeah.
So this shit here, they doing that shit in the audience too. You know what I mean? It ain't no one feeling like, nah.
Yeah,
And when I'm on stage, I'm pointing this shit to his mouth and he's just like, everything is, you know, and he's right there with his girl. I'm like, no, I'm looking at your girl. Nah, Mike, what's good? You know, and you figure that took years of saying, come on in. We for y'all too. We for y'all too. It's real shit in there. Just come on in. We understand the music, but behind the music, you know, we get it.
All right, so before we get into the solo deal starting to happen, you're still kids from the projects. When you're getting off tour and you're going back to these projects, and we're talking during the crack era, what's going on? What are you seeing? Are you seeing the change in the environment?
That's a good question. Well, you know the crazy shit is this, right? You 84, 85. This is the third album, All for Love. And we selling out and Bob's gone. He left. It's just 4 of us. And Bob, Ricky, Ron, Ralph all moved to LA. Everyone left the projects. I'm still there, right?
How old was you by then?
15, 16, bro. 15, 16. I just got my first whip, a 190E, Mercedes-Benz and shit. I had it delivered to Madison Square Garden on the last show.
At 15?
About 16. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I had that shit from Detroit, nigga, with the BBS rooms and the AMG kit. It's on the cover of the doc, right? So it's delivered to the show. And it was an interesting drive home. I had the phone in the shit in the middle. I had the sheepskin with the emblem in it. I'm on my drug dealer shit. So I get a call. I'm on the phone, and I'm like, Mom, what's my number? I'm happy and shit. I can talk and do all this shit. She's like, hang up, I'll call you back. So, you know, I had to tell her because you couldn't read the numbers back. I said, Ma, I missed the number, let me tell you. So she called me back. She said, baby, I'm gonna tell you something. I said, what's up, Ma? She said, we don't live there no more. I'm on 95 shit going north. I'm like, huh? She's like, no. She said, we moved to Cambridge. I'm like, Ma, what are you doing? I'm like, yo, what about my friends? She said, you're gonna meet new friends. I said, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm going home thinking I'm going back to the projects. I'm the only one still there. That's home to me, right? And she said, nah, we out of there. So I drove to a whole nother section in Boston. You know, we had a front door and shit in the back. I was like, oh, this shit is fancy. Like, we never had that in the project. We had the little living room, the upstairs. It was an upgrade, right?
Right.
Check this out. That summer, the God and the niggas from Queens, New Jack City, our projects. So they came from Queens, set up shop in Orchard Park, which is the In Too Deep movie. And everything started changing. So to Mom, I would have been right
In the middle of that.
fighting for some shit that's not my battle.
Damn.
That was the illest shit that ever happened.
Wow. And that's
I mean,
that's
and they
a real
set up
story.
shop too. So you got niggas in the project pushing back, you know, different people from other cities.
Yeah, it was a war out there.
It was New York niggas in Boston,
Yeah.
right? And it was that summer.
Wow.
Just got out.
For those of you that don't know, In Too Deep was definitely based on the projects in
In
Boston.
Boston, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all that God shit, that shit really was going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. I never
Yeah.
met them. I'm just, you know, I heard the stories, but I was like, oh shit. So I say that to say, whatever she was feeling, walking through while I was on tour with her purse, the building, the niggas in the front of the building, hey, you go with your mama, you go with your daddy, you listen.
Right.
She's feeling the fabric. I'm not even around for 2 or 3 weeks. And she like, we getting the fuck out of here. Something don't feel right.
Right.
And it was a great call.
Real quick, spinning back, what was it? What was it like when Bobby said he was leaving?
How did they even get there?
You know, he didn't say he was leaving. He got kicked out.
He got kicked out the whip.
Yeah, and it, you know, like I think about, I think I say it even in my doc. It was kind of wrong for us to do it, listening to the managers, and you know, it wasn't one thing. Sometimes, you know, Bob would, you know, maybe not come to practice or be in sleep during practice. He just wanted to perform. He like AI, man. Fuck this practice.
Fuck
Shit.
that
You
practice.
got it
Right,
down.
I just wanted to go on. And rightfully so, he had that raw showmanship. I just think we mentally got separated and we left him behind.
Was that intentional? Or
No,
Did it just
we
happen
just, we was trying to be on some real professional shit, not really understanding how do you work around what he's fighting against.
Right.
See, you learn this shit now.
Yeah.
Back then, you like, damn, nigga, where you at? You like, yo, I'm good, I'm here, let's do the show. And when you that young and people like, hey, this kid is messing up, we thinking what he's doing gonna send us back. Instead of like, yo,
He
it's
got
me, nigga, ain't nothing changed.
Right.
And I recognized that. And we had an ill fight on stage in Oakland in front of the whole fucking audience, 10,000 people. We fucking booming and buffing in front of each other. The drummer,
How did
they
it
think
get to
this is
that?
a part of the show.
How did it get to that?
To that fight?
Yeah, how did it get to the Brawl?
Well, it was like we was performing Telephone Man, and that's his joint. Telephone Man went into Cool It Now. And, you know, at the end, you know, nigga, ad-libbing, and ad-lib. And we got our hands in there for like 3 minutes, like, come on, nigga. And so, you know, Ralph and Ricky are comedians and shit in real life. They like, yo, the next time we do that shit, we gonna turn around and go into the show. And I'm like, man, we can't do that shit.
go into the show?
Finish the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like leave him ad-libbing and shit and spin around and go into Cool It Now. Right? So it's the next night in Oakland, Coliseum sold out. And it's the end of Telephone, man. Bob got his shit on. He's still, I don't even know what the fuck he was singing, but he's still doing it. And he looking back at us and shit. And we holding our hand up. Right? And then Ron spins around. Rick spins around, Ralph spins around, and I don't. And I'm going, no, nigga, don't do it.
Yeah.
Man, like, turn around, Mike. I'm like, nah, nigga. So Bob looked at us, looked at the crowd, said, fuck y'all, took the mic and threw it up in the air. That motherfucker was coming straight down on Ronnie's head. And because I'm here, I do this. Boom! And I push Ron off, so the mic
drop. Boom.
And then he leaves.
Who?
Bobby.
He always breaking out.
So we going to cool it now with just the 4 of us.
All right.
And then it's the funniest shit. So I'm on stage, my rap is about to come and shit. My main shit, I wait all night for this motherfucker. And B come up the ramp and shit with a jacket on and no shirt. Or maybe he had his robe, I gotta remember. Whatever, the nigga was damn near naked. He come up and he waiting and shit. And he do your shit. He start beatboxing and shit. And it was over my shit.
Oh man.
I was mad in the motherfucker, man.
Cause you ain't the one that, the only one that didn't turn around.
Stay with me.
Right.
And I'm saying that, yo, nigga, I didn't turn around. So beatboxing. And then I got mad, cause it's like, my part goes, then Ron comes, then my part, I ain't even do my second part. I just slammed the mic, boom, and ran around the drum and we ba 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 ba. And the crowd looking like, yo, is this a part of the show or some shit? We going and going and going and going. And we fought all the time anyway. I don't know what the fuck we was thinking. And then they sent Bob home. And that's what it was.
Who's that?
The managers. They sat him down and, you know, I wasn't mad at what they did. I was mad at what he did. So I was still trying to say, nigga, I'm with you, but, you know, the show is the show. But, you know, you don't, at that age, the dream is still being lived, and we kind of, you know, we clipped it too soon. And, you know, he might have not made it to Girlfriend. He might have not made it to Don't Be Cruel. But he had a strong mama, and he had a president who went to Boston, who really liked Bob a lot. Like, he thought Bob was a star, Gerald Busby. And that's my godfather, so we extremely close. That's who's grooming me. And he said, Mike, I'm going to Boston. But we're all moving as 4. I'm like, oh, okay. He said, I'm going to go see Miss Carol and Bobby. I need to check on them. And Joe gets on the plane. And they didn't put this in the movie. I told them niggas, put this in the movie. And he catches the car, man, from Logan. And he pulls up in the projects, nigga from South Central, so he know what it is. And he goes up in the crib. And he sits down, he tells me what he told her. Hey, Miss Brown, I got a deal for your son, you know, but y'all need to make a decision. So I guess they had some more talk, but the car's outside running. And he goes, Mike, you know, as I'm sitting there, I'm looking around, I'm looking at Bobby, you guys are doing your thing. And I just looked at her and I looked at him and he said, listen, I'm going back to the airport. This is it. Either you take this deal and this opportunity or he could stay here and die. I'm going to LA. Wow. And they hooked up and he pulled Bob in. That's how he got the Girlfriend. That was the hook that put him back on, Joe Busby.
It's Hoffa, trapper turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.